want to know how to get involved. Okay. We went back 12 months. We would have never thought we could get involved now.
I just met him right now. Alright, another one. Thank you, Marie.
Today, a lot of you are looking very discouraged on social media, very overwhelmed, a lot of talk, but not sure how to act, right? And I said we got to get together, and I got to use these people up. So what are our 5 objectives? How are we going to unify and assemble? How are we going to educate? How are we going to hold the line and not divide? How are we going to get loud? And how are we going to create people have been talking about a parallel economy, okay? Those type of things. But nothing's really taken root. So from the beginning, unify and assemble. You can do the daughter pages, you can look at the Chapter Patriot Hub. We also have address books on the table. We're going to create a directory. Where is Keith? Keith is here somewhere. He's going to be talking. There's Keith. Keith is going to be vetting the people that put their name and address in that address book. You can put that you're a mechanic, that you're a plumber, that you're a hair salon, whatever it is, right? And we're going to do a Liberty directory. We also have Cooch. Where's Cooch in the crowd? Somewhere here. He does all of our graphics. Give a applause to Cooch if we can find him. But I've asked him to create a sticker, just like the Better Business Bureau sticker. Liberty lives here. And that was somebody who did a podcast with me that came up with the idea. That if you have a business, you can put this sticker on your business. And people know that they are supporting a local business owner who is liberty-minded. Okay? So we're going to do some things like that to start to create our community and unify. The other thing is between the Liberty groups, there is no room for infighting. It has to stop. Okay? We are at war. And if someone is at war with me, I'm not going to turn and shoot them in the head. All right? I need them to fight. So whether you are Proud Boys or constitutionalists or whatever you might call yourself, if you're fighting for constitutional rights,
Some of us asked the school board for help. The superintendent was texting on his phone instead of listening to us and our parents. The teachers and school boards seem to be driven by fear and money. If I had my way, people who want to wear a mask can, and those of us that don't want to can decide for themselves. It is a personal decision. My hope is that school boards and teachers will stand up for the students. I urge everyone to take the time to research the negative effects of wearing a mask for a long time. Even though my grades are dropping and they took sports away from me, I will not comply. It is my body. I don't want to wear one, and I will not wear a mask. Who is going to stand up and protect my freedom? Who is going to make sure I do not have my constitutional rights taken away?
We're here for you, girl!
I love our state motto, and I think it especially applies in these times. Live free or die. Let's go, Brandon!
We have a voice. We use that voice. And it's time to start getting loud with these people. Do you realize that close to 400 days ago, this started? And it didn't have to go for 400 days if people collectively came together and said, no! No! It's a beautiful word. And guess what? For those of you that have daughters, you've taught your daughters that no means no. No doesn't mean maybe. No doesn't mean keep pushing and you'll get your way. No means no!
That's right.
There's 5 objectives for this today. How do we unify and assemble? How do we educate? How do we hold the line? How do we get loud? I'll tell you how you get loud. You get pissed off. Are you pissed off yet? Yes! How much longer are you going to continue to let these tyrants steamroll over your rights?
No longer.
So why do we continue to put up with it? 400 days. Why? Why? It has got to stop now. Creating independence. You know what tyrants hate? When people come together, when they use their voices, when they use their God-given liberties and their creativities to come up with creative solutions to fix the problems that these imbeciles create every single cycle. Every year, they come together under the auspices of creating a more perfect society. And what do? They screw it up. And in the process, they take away your rights and enrich themselves. It's got to stop. In 2018, I know Teresa had mentioned to me, and I'm going to make this real quick. For those of you that don't know, I'm a talk radio guy. I can go for hours, but I'm going to keep this real short. She has me on the list here, Keith Hansen, NH GOP. I am not a part of that corrupt organization. I was kicked out of the Sullivan County Republican Committee for defending the rights of Robert Spencer to speak about radical Islam. That cost me my chairman seat. That pissed me off. So I ran for chairman of the New Hampshire Republican Party under unity, and I was ridiculed for talking about unity. We have a lot of different groups in the state of New Hampshire that are seeking to do the same thing. We have got to come together and unify. There is strength in numbers. I am one person. I've got a damn loud voice and I'm not afraid to use it. But what we need to do is get every single person who's pissed off with a loud voice together and raise our voices so that way these people once and for all understand that we will not have our rights trod upon. Do not tread on me.
Amen. Amen.
All of these goals, all of these objectives, it's very simple, folks. A lot of you have given up on the Republican Party. The bottom line is that there is a system within which we work. Every single one of you who lives in New Hampshire, you live in a county. That county has a county committee. We talk about taking our country back. What about taking back a mechanism that allows you to affect directly what goes on in that building?
That's right. Yep.
Get involved in your local Republican committee.
Yes.
Get elected to be a representative to vote in the annual meeting.
Yes.
So that way there you can kick the people out who are making the decisions not to give Don Bolduc an opportunity to speak. Don Bolduc will never be given the time of day by the NHGOP. Why? Because they can't control him.
Amen.
I was not elected to chair the NHGOP. Why? Because Governor Sununu told his assistant to pull the plug on the meeting that I would have won. Why? Because they can't control me.
Amen.
I will take that body and I will return it where it needs to be, which is to you. It's your party. It's your government. Co-opt it. Take it over. And put the people who represent your constitutional interests into positions where they don't lead you, but they effectively represent you. It's your government. It's your party. You have the power. Raise your voice and be heard. God bless you. Thank you. And do not comply.
Respond. And then one day I got a call. Dr. Strang, will you meet me for coffee? Yep, I will. I had talked to several elected officials. I didn't know who was talking with who behind the scenes, but I met this man for coffee, and I had supposedly meant to meet with him before this, but I sat down and he says, listen, I'm on the board for the Belknap Republican Committee, that county, and we're going to do something historical on Wednesday night, and we want you to be there. And I went up there, and they had 2 resolutions that they had written up, one for the governor to do a special convene, and one for the executive council to do an independent investigation of the 9 arrests. And do you know, those godly men at Belknap, they went around to all 10 other county committees, New Hampshire Republican county committees,
and they got them all to sign those same resolutions. And do you know what these guys did with that? Nothing. Nothing. But do you know that these committees, when you go, it's all your county's elected officials? And do you know the ones that we went to, because they asked me to speak at the ones they toured to, I could quickly discern who was a rhino and who wasn't. And I never knew these committee, these once-a-month meetings.
References to the Constitution. I see the 14th Amendment, I see the First Amendment, but it also rather saddens me, because if you really wanted to talk about the First Amendment, talk about free speech, the thing that governs those people in there is not the Constitution for the United States. It's the Constitution for the state of New Hampshire. And the first, and free speech is protected here by Article 22. But that's not why I'm here to talk to you. If I was to ask you who controls the government of the state of New Hampshire, you'd say, we do. And
We know better now.
Well, who does legitimately? Okay, you'd say, we do. And I'd ask you why? You'd say, oh, we the people. But again, that's the Constitution for the United States. In fact, the Constitution for the state of New Hampshire expressly puts you in charge of the government. I'm going to define two words for you. Recur, which means to read, study, and discuss, and the word ought. Now, most people think the word ought means something like should or must, but that's not right. The word ought means duty, that which must be done because it is the right thing to do. Now, Article 38 of our Constitution says, a frequent recurrence to the fundamental principles of the Constitution and to justice, moderation, intemperance, industry, and frugality, and all the social virtues are indispensably necessary to the preservation of free government and liberty. The people, therefore, and that's you, ought to have a particular regard to those principles in the selection of their officers and representatives, the people you send to make your laws and enforce your laws. And they, that's you, have a right to require of their lawgivers and magistrates an exact and constant observance of them, those principles, in the formation and execution of the laws necessary for the good administration of government. That's because you are the government. They administer it for you. Now, what
And he is a powerful, powerful speaker, and I'm so glad you're here today.
And well armed. Well armed, yeah.
All right, my name's David. Thank you, Therese. What do you guys think of the term new normal? What do you guys think about 2019 normal or 2018 normal? No! You know what got us here right now? 2010's normal, 2011's normal, 2012's normal. The normal said we didn't have to pay the F attention, that we didn't have to be active, that we didn't have to call a spade a spade. That's what got us here, complacency.
That's right.
2020 didn't put us here. 2020 turned the lights on in a room full of cockroaches in there. And cockroaches in DC, minus maybe what you can count on one or two hands. That's what 2020 and 2021 did. I hate the term new normal, but that's not the term we need to be worried about. If you think, now this is my opinion obviously, but if you think we win this battle, right? We win this and we get back, we get rid of all the COVID stuff, you think we're not going to end up here again with something else?
That's right.
The system of rules and laws, not following those rules and laws, not being held accountable to the Constitution and what we know to be morally right, is what erodes us one little paper cut at a time.
Exactly.
And then we're told, well, we can get a little bit of it back next time. Just vote for us again.
Yeah.
Just vote for us again. Why would I keep voting for somebody who sells me down the river half as fast?
Exactly.
I want somebody who's going to get in my boat and paddle with me.
Amen.
Amen.
That's right, machines, no good. Okay?
No new one.
We've got political fights. We've got a societal fight with social media, with people's mindset. There's a cultural sickness and there's a consumerism sickness. Not capitalism, but a consumer society says we can just throw crap away as soon as it's not working right. As soon as, well, there's going to be another replacement, we can just run down to Hannaford's. Home Depot will have what we need. Everybody remember the TP shortage?
Yeah.
How's international trade working out for you, where we do nothing here and we rely on insane fuel prices and huge networks of people in the system and rules and regulations and taxes on that giant system to get us what we need? How's that working out?
Yep.
Everybody I talk to, I just talked to a cow farmer literally 2 days ago because we're looking at buying a cow. Talked to a cow farmer for 2 hours. Everything he told me about the cow, he said the slaughterhouse has gone up. The shipping of animals across the country when he sells them, that's doubled. His feed, the vet, the butcher, everything has gone up 2- and 3-fold in his world.
Inflation is a
Everybody I talk to says that that is happening to them in all different sectors, all over the place. The new normal that you need in your life is to make some changes and to first recognize that you're not getting 2018 back. And if you want to get your old life back, you've not woken up to what's really going on and the changes that need to happen to actually make some progress to where my grandkids aren't having to stand here and pray and beg and plead to have their rights.
That's right.
Amen.
Got it.
Right? Everybody's going to do it different. And everybody's life looks different. And everybody has different assets and different strengths and weaknesses and different finances. You're all in different positions. But what's brought us here right now? What's the common thread? That American flag. Hold that flag up real tall. This American flag right here. This flag, it's paper and cloth and it's nylon and thread. But what is it? This is the embodiment of a set of ideas. You touch that flag, you reach out, bring that here, Kim. You reach out and you hold this flag in your hand and you hold the idea of freedom and fairness and equality and an equal chance, and you can go further than your father did. You can't touch that because it's an idea
right.
unless you put your hands on this beautiful flag. That's what's brought us here, because if we don't have that flag, if you're not, well, that's a 76, but if you're not under the American flag with me, you're not with me. You have to have common cause in the value set that that flag stands for. And like it was said, we are the majority, always fucking have been.
Yep.
Always will be.
Amen.
Period. The law-abiding, peaceful, wanting to do things through the process and willing to take some hits and willing to give up a little to get a little, we are the majority. We're the first taxed. We're the first blamed for something when somebody goes and does an illegal act. We're the first to get the finger pointed at us. And we are the majority. It's stupid. It's no lost thing on me that you see that gold dome. Gold is what is over our government. That's very fitting. Our government seat has a gold dome above it. This is about money.
Ain't that true?
Follow the money, you know what we're doing. Boosters upon boosters upon boosters. Well, if you won't take our booster, we're going to make you take testing every week. Either your company will pay for it, or you'll have to pay for it, or the insurance company will pay for it. But one way or another, somebody who is in the pocket of the government is going to get the money.
That's right.
And where's all that free stuff come from? Where's anything free come from? Yeah,
That's right.
reach in your pocket and pull some money out, that's free. We can't accept where we're going, and we can't accept forcefully being told that's where we have to go.
That's
At
right.
what point do you say I'm not going to get on the cattle car? At what point do you say, you know, this is my line, I am taking no steps further, I don't care what you do to me.
Yep.
I
That's
spoke
right.
a couple months ago, the momentum is in our court, because what more can they threaten us with?
That's right.
A lot of people losing jobs, a lot of people losing careers. A lot of people taking their kids out of school.
Amen. Yep.
What else can they take from you? There's very little left that they can threaten me with. I have made personal changes in my life, in my family. We've made it so we can be a one-income household, whoever it is, even with a good career. We've made it so we don't have a big house. We've made adjustments in our personal lives. Each of you need to find ways to make adjustments in some fashion that will make you resilient to what is coming and what's already here.
David, please say that again. That's extremely important.
I will.
This medication, 6 billion prescriptions have been prescribed in the human tablet form. And yet they want everyone to believe it's just a horse paste. It is not.
Other countries are using
It is a medication that is derived from the soil, much like penicillin and aspirin. It is safer than Tylenol. It is 0.06 cents. It is 6 cents a tablet. There is no reason every single time someone tests positive that they are not given this medication. We could die on just that one topic alone and demand a special convene tomorrow by the governor to let that medication be available to everyone. And we would stop the hospitalizations, we would stop the deaths. And I don't care if you're vaccinated, unvaccinated, if you're for Biden or you're for Trump. I don't care. Everyone should say, why are we not giving this medication if we care about humanity?
Population control!
We can't even go there with the opposite side. If you need to figure out how to argue our argument with people who have just shut down from what we have to say, you have to meet them where they are. And they cannot answer that question once they truly understand.